Hello, class, and thank you for joining me. My name is Justin Serrano. We're in the third week, and we get to discuss compensation. As we see, our prompt gives us external competitiveness versus internal fairness. We go through our video and articles, and we look at this more, and we further our understanding by seeing the examples provided to us. The example of the experiment between the two monkeys really showcases the fairness, especially within the workplace. The two monkeys perform the same task and initially receive the same pay, or the compensation, which is the cucumber. When the two monkeys perform the same task and one of them gets the grape, one of the monkeys does not feel happy anymore. They see what is being given and they want to receive the same because they feel that the grape is a high reward. In the workplace, when we have our colleagues that do the same task and you see that they get a higher pay, how would you feel? It doesn't feel too good. It doesn't look too great. And this is important because when an organization starts to have that conflict, it needs to be addressed because it could be disruptive to performance and outcome of the organization. And when we look at the article about equity theory of motivation, we see how an individual perceives that the value or the compensation that they receive is what they're going to give back to the organization. So, in theory, the idea is if you feel that what they give you and what you're doing matches, everything is all good. If you feel like they're paying you more and you're doing so much, you may increase what you're doing and exceed your performance and task. Could be what some would say overachiever, just so that you feel adequate to making sure that what you're giving is what you're getting. And if not, you'll be extremely happy that you're receiving a high rate for what you're doing. Now, on the other hand, if you are working hard and feeling like you're receiving less, you might actually come down and remove your execution of your job or task to really meet that lower paying rate. So there's this equivalency or equity or fairness that we can see, especially when it comes with motivations. Now, when we look at our prompt and we see the compensation and what we find to be more important, we have an external benchmark which looks at organizations and how they pay similar to their competitors and other companies that do the same role and task versus internal benchmarks, which you see organizations pay you similar to your peers. I think they both have their place, and I'd argue that the external benchmark is more important when your initial time with the organization is, that's the time frame when you're the onboarding, you get, sought after to fill this position or you apply for a position. When you see that this organization values this position more so than its competitors, you feel like that's valued, and then when you get this role, you'll either exceed or perform to the top level because you feel that appreciation or support in that role. And I think that's where that's important. I think on the other hand, the internal benchmark is more important during long tenured because when you've already been established and you see your colleague make more money than you, is the same like the monkey example, you're gonna get frustrated or lose motivation, and that could really drive conflict or problems with your performance and just maybe that department or whatever. So I think those are how I would see it. So they're both important. I just think in different times of a tenure. Looking now onto the Dan Price, CEO of Gravity, how he took a pay cut and increased the rate of many of his employees. We look at how that happened, but also how people that are already getting paid high actually quit. And again, you can see how that could feel for somebody that's been working hard or maybe even achieved a lot just to receive that position to get paid that value. But now it could be like a slap in the face to see how people maybe not didn't go through so much to get to where they are to receive such a high increase in compensation. Um, and I think that I would quit too if I saw that's what how they valued me, and if they continue to increase everybody, there would still be that disparity between pay between the roles and all that. So yeah, that's what I think for this week on compensation. I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening, and I look forward to looking over your discussions. Thank you. My name is Justin Serrano.